What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Talking NASCAR podcast. Once again, back at it with Hitmaster. What's up? I just realized it's the same. This is the same shirt I wore in the last episode. That's pretty funny. I didn't even try to plan that. But yeah, this is a huge episode. It is the pre-Bristol Dirt episode. You are departing in like a day and a half from this recording, about a half a day from it going live. Super exciting. We'll talk all about it. But we got a lot of other stuff to talk about too. Of course, we're gonna review the Texas/Richmond weekend. Lots of stuff to talk about from that. A couple things that you got to show off, or at least talk about. A bunch of news that came out this week. It was a pretty big news week overall. And then, of course, we'll preview the Great Bristol Dirt Weekend. Should be a great time. So, let's jump right into it. So the trucks are actually at Texas. I didn't mention this in Texas, which I did not know until like a few days ago. I didn't get to watch the race, but I did get to see. I did see the finish, and I get to watch the finish afterwards, and I also got caught up on the Dean Thompson incident. I don't know if you got to watch the race or not, but
No, I didn't sadly get to watch it, but hey, what are you gonna do?
update on the Dean Thompson situation, by the way. No one happened. He got into a scary crash at the race. The trucks were at Texas. Got into a scary accident. Had to be transported to the hospital. He is okay, as far as I know, as of now, so that is good. But definitely a scary incident there. And a wild finish. And a first-time winner in the race after a last lap crash. Let me just fact check who won this thing.
Carson Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar, that's right. Got his first win in the Truck Series. Probably not the way he wanted to do it, but you really can't. Beggars can't be choosers, you know.
Also, the best finish for Haley Deegan, may I say? Sorry, I had to say that.
Where'd she finish?
Best finish.
Where?
6th.
Damn. Okay. Then again,
Which isn't bad.
Half the field wrecked on the last lap, so she probably took advantage of that. But still.
Yeah.
But yeah, good finish and good news for Dean Thompson. So good stuff there. Moving on to the Xfinity race, they were at Richmond. Also had a first-time winner, Chandler Smith, getting his first ever Xfinity Series win. So that is cool there. Congratulations, Chandler Smith. Other than that, though, I did not get to watch this race either. I don't know if you did or not.
I didn't get to watch any of the races.
Damn. Yeah, we can't comment on that because we didn't watch that race. But congratulations, Chandler Smith, 2 first-time winners last weekend. That's pretty good. Hopefully, that trend can continue. But then I did get to watch the Cup race at Richmond. There were a lot of questions going into this race. Number one, this was the first short track race of the season. So I think a lot of people were thinking, okay, what's the new adjustments going to look like for the cars? And I gotta say, I think it was a very much needed improvement. The uncharacteristically awesome restarts we saw at this race. Richmond is not a track known for its great restarts. It's had some, obviously. But this race was full of good restarts. There was lots of high tensions. There was a lot of bumping and banging and cars getting single car spins, but not like huge crashes. Lots of drivers up front contending for the win. The race mostly being dominated by William Byron and Kyle Larson. Was it William Byron, Kyle Larson? Yeah, I think it was William Byron, Kyle Larson. With Larson coming out on top, getting his first win of the season. which is quite
Let,
surprising.
let's all give a round of applause to the second place driver who
Josh
is in
Berry.
for Chase Elliott. Holy crap.
Josh Berry. I was kind of rooting for him to win. Gutsy pick. I've got to give all his credit. A lot of credit goes to the crew chief for making that gutsy pick call and keeping him out there and getting him up front to set him up for that runner-up finish. But yeah, I honestly, another thing I put on the list here for my notes for this podcast. I think give him a little. I think he's going to be legit good Cup driver. I really think so.
Oh, yeah.
He's showing his stuff, and I think that's going to be good going forward. Will he win a race in the 9 car this season? Pretty unlikely. Chase Elliott is probably going. Elliott, by the way, his return is set to be Talladega. That's not this weekend. Next weekend's the weekend after that, because there's the dirt race, and then Martinsville, which he said he doesn't want to do because it's hard on his leg, and then Talladega will be very easy on his leg. So he said he's going to come back at Talladega. So Barry gets a couple more chances to show his stuff, mostly Martinsville. I don't think he'll really do much at the Bristol dirt race, but who knows, But yeah, I think he's definitely legit. Showed some good stuff at the race, and good job there.
Yeah.
There was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of single car spins. William Byron dominated the race, but got dumped on a late restart, taking him out of contention for the win when a lot of people thought he should have won the race. But he is still proving that he is probably going to be a championship contender this season.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. So let's all be honest here. He's going to be a championship 4 contender.
He's already got the 2 wins. He's been really, really competitive. Fuck it. Put that there. He's been really, really competitive over the last few weeks. Pretty much the entire season following the Daytona 500. So I think he's got, if he can, not wreck he can pull together some more wins and stay up front, stay out of trouble with drivers. I think he's definitely going to look out. Clint Boyer was talking about it on the broadcast that this could be William Byron's breakout season, and it's already looking like that's going to be the case. So it's good news there.
Right.
One of the bigger incidents was early in the race. Denny Hamlin got stuck back in traffic on a restart. J.J. Yaley was blocking him, and so what did Hamlin do? He dumped J.J. Yaley on the front stretch. From 30-second spot, he dumps J.J. Yaley, causing a lot of stir. J.J. Yaley called him out after the race on social media. I gotta find that. Never mind. Yeah, so that was not. So that was a pretty wild incident for sure, but it's pretty crazy stuff all around. But overall, like I said, the short track package I think was, for Richmond standards, Richmond's considered one of the weaker of the 3 short tracks, in my opinion. I think people like Bristol and Martinsville races consistently more than Richmond. Richmond, I thought, put on a great show with this, and I think that gives a lot of hope for tracks. If they can do this with Richmond, think about what's going to happen in 2 weeks at Martinsville or in September at Bristol. I think they're going to be a lot of good stuff there. And I think it's going to be good. I think it was a great move, great additions. I like it. Sorry. But yeah, overall, unless you had any other thoughts on the weekend, I think that's all my notes for Richmond. We can move on unless you had any other thoughts about Richmond or Texas. Final thoughts.
I know there was about the Denny Hamlin and J.J. Yaley thing. I know there was a thing that Denny Hamlin hold on. There was a tweet that Denny Hamlin posted, um, but I'm not going to worry about it. He said that it wasn't on purpose and it wasn't everything, but
Well, they always say that it's not on purpose, because it's a PR stunt. But
yeah.
it looked, they were literally on board with Denny Hamlin when it happened. It was very much intentional. Unless like Ailey brake checked him or something, which it didn't look like was the case. But yeah, otherwise, it looked intentional. But you know what? Own up to your stuff. I mean, it is Denny Hamlin after all. He's done a lot as far as tweeting goes in his career. This is definitely not the first time. Cough cough. Kyle Larson tweet. Anyway, good weekend overall. Some first time winners. Hope for the short track package. Good stuff. Moving on. You sent me a picture in DMs the other day of a diecast. The reason why I want to talk about it on the podcast is what's the driver? I had no clue.
Paul Menard.
Is it?
It's one of his old throwbacks.
Here, let me find it real quick.
I actually have it right here.
Oh, perfect.
Yep, Paul Menard. His Valvoline number 27.
There it is, by the way.
It's one of my friends. He had it since he was a little kid.
Still in the box. So, wow. Cool.
Yeah. He doesn't like to open things.
Well.
He also has a
lot of money now.
I believe he also has a Ken Schrader white M&M car, the red, white, and blue.
Oh, that's M&M. Ken, that's a good looking car.
Whew. Oh yeah.
Oh, Ken Schrader.
He is. And then I think he has also, if I'm not mistaken, which I want to buy off of him, the pure blue Pepsi Jeff Gordon car. I need that.
Well, don't buy anything till you get home from Bristol. We'll talk about that later, but because you might find it there.
If I find it, I'm buying it.
We'll get back to that later, though. Another thing that you got, we talked about it a few episodes ago. The NASCAR partnered with Lego and made a Lego set. Well, you happened to purchase said Lego set.
And here it is.
There it is. Wow. Holy moly.
Oh, well,
that is huge.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Gotta fix that right there. All right. We fixed it. But it's number 75 for the 75th anniversary.
That makes sense.
The only thing that this does, which is sad, is the sad thing is it doesn't have a window net. You can only lift up the hood, and you can move the tires.
Well, what else did you really expect? I mean,
and then you can also move it. But I was expecting, to have a Lego guy be sitting down in the seat.
There's no
or something like that.
No minifigure, huh?
There was no mini.
Isn't it like a specialized Lego series set, or is it It's not like just like a generic.
They have a Formula One as well, but for NASCAR, I think this is one of the only ones.
No, I'm thinking hold on. Let me pull up the picture you sent me the other day about it. Oh yeah, because it's a Lego Technic. Lego Technic, that might be why it doesn't have a minifigure. Also because it's it's way out of proportion for Lego cars with the minifigure. So that might be why too, because they'd have to make a bigger figure. And I bet they just didn't decide to do that. It still looks cool overall.
Yeah, I have it like sometimes sitting with my other die cast. I mean, of course, I don't have it with my Chase Elliott because my Chase Elliott is special. Because that's the first ever die cast I got at a racetrack.
And it won't be your last.
And it won't be my last. And I'll make sure to write it down. Michigan, Bristol.
How was the build? Was it like a... It looks like there's a lot
So
of small pieces.
I could have done it in a day. Because honestly, I was like 2 bags in before I stopped and went to bed. But I finished this like in 2 days. So, I mean, it's a quick build. They came with extra parts. I don't know where they're at because I fell on the ground. So
wonderful. Well, it's a nice Lego set. How much did it cost?
I think 75 something.
It's not unique to that set though. Legos are incredibly expensive nowadays.
Of course, it came with this, which is the build set, and then there's. If I'm looking here. Crap. Oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to be on. Right, it's supposed to be on the ZLR.
Style. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then it's 135 pages worth. So it could be that quick, but you have to focus because then you have little tiny pieces and you just have to go.
Yeah, that was always a dreaded thing of mine for Legos was all the little pieces that you had to assemble.
What I like too is that I know you guys can't see it, but yeah, I definitely can't see it now.
Turn off your background thing. You might be able to see it if you turn off your background thing.
Here, let me get this out. Oh, nope, not that.
The OPS logo.
There we go.
There you go.
So, I don't know if you can see it that well, but it has pistons. Well, if I move them, the pistons move as well.
Huh.
Which I think is also cool.
That's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Engine.
You can actually move it easily. And then you can mess around with it. But I liked this build. This build was very cool.
That does look like a nice set. Seems like they paid a lot of attention to the car itself. And not making it like a full-blown set. Because they could have made it smaller, simpler to build, but also maybe added a pit stand, some pit crew members, put a driver in there, and done a few other things to keep the cost what it was. But I think they wanted to make sure it was like the car and stuff. A little more sophisticated Lego build. So it looks cool, though. Hopefully it branches off to more stuff.
Well, I know when it probably hits the 100-year anniversary, they'll probably have one out for that, too.
Probably.
You know that
if
sure.
If the partnership is still there, they'll probably try and work with that again. I would not be surprised. So.
But I haven't made a Lego set since I was 12. So
I can't tell you last time
felt like a child.
I just can't. I can't fathom buying Lego sets anymore because they're so fucking expensive. I mean, that set, like 10 years ago, that set would have cost like $25. Now it costs $75. That's just crazy.
But do you get it? $75, 75 anniversary.
Yes, I get it. It's money laundering, though. God. Still a cool set, anyways.
Hey.
All right.
Funny joke.
All right, other news stuff now. So one of the bigger things that came out earlier in the week, Bruce Mosley, who was one of the founding members of the new executive team for the Legacy Motor Club, is no longer with the organization. And this is coming off of it just like, this is not even a year old now. The Legacy Motor Club, from Petty to Legacy Motor Club, this didn't even this happened just a few months ago, and he's already gone. There's really
That means
there's no specified reason for why he's gone. What did you say?
I was gonna say, are they gonna put it to like back to Petty Motorsports?
I don't know. Could very well do that. It'll be interesting to see what stems from this. I don't know exactly. He may have left on it because it could be nothing wrong with the company. It could be his fault. It could be he just nobody's fault and he just wanted to leave. It could be a lot of reasons. There was no real reason specified. But it'll definitely be interesting to see the fallout from this. This came out a few days ago. It was one of the earlier news things I added on here. So it'll be quite interesting to see what falls from that. But we got a lot of Bristol dirt news that I will save for later. Austin Cindric's Daytona 500 winning car is now at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It's on Glory Road. That happened just a couple days ago. Cindric was there to welcome it in. I would love to go back to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I want to go back so bad. That is bright.
Pretty. Yeah.
Cool. Cool green colors. I like that. Oh, here's one of the bigger things. So there was supposed to be a couple days ago. There was supposed to be a NASCAR executive meeting with all the team team owners. Well, the team owners boycotted the meeting. The reasoning being is they were unhappy with the amount of TV revenue that they were getting. Apparently, it was only 25% was going to the owners. They didn't want that. They wanted more, and they were unhappy with how progression of the negotiations were going, so they boycotted the meeting. Yeah, you remember a few episodes ago when we were talking about a potential civil war between NASCAR and NASCAR people? Well, it might happen. I don't know. I mean, it feels like this is a pretty regular meeting based off of what I read. So it's like, okay, maybe not that big a deal. But maybe it is because it made headlines. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what comes from that. Because you see if it... Because the last time these rumors came up about a split, those were kind of just like thrown by the wayside eventually. They were talked about for a little bit and they're gone. We'll see if this is the same thing or is it going to be a little bit more. A lot of penalty stuff as well. The colleague penalty from Phoenix. You remember the Hendrick penalty from Phoenix? That was appealed so that the points penalty was taken away. The colleague penalty also was attempted to be appealed. They didn't get anything changed. They're stuck with it. Nothing's changing from that. Original, what am I trying to say here? Original, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Original penalty still stands. Which is wild in my opinion. Another penalty that attempted to be appealed and upheld. That was the word I was looking for. The Denny Hamlin penalty when he was getting into the comments about... I don't remember who that was about. Is it Ross Chastain? Might have been Ross Chastain. But yeah, that also got upheld. That was the whole thing. He said he was going to appeal it. Then he said he wasn't going to appeal it. And apparently he tried to appeal it. And that also got upheld. That was just today, by the way. Time of this being recorded. We recorded the day before it goes out, but... and then the
from what this says on 7 hours ago, for some reason, uh, appeals panel upholds 25-point penalty to Denny Hamlin for putting Ross Chastain into the wall.
Oh yeah, because he intentionally wrecked Chastain at Phoenix to try and better his finishing position, and ended up killing both of
See,
them.
that's
Yeah.
my thing. Why are they angry about that when Ross Chastain legit put it in the wall to get in the final four?
Well, they did take action against that as well.
I
So
know they can't do it anymore, but you could have at least like got rid of the points that he got. But then that would just be a dick move from NASCAR.
I don't know. I don't know. They also, Denny Hamlin's also not well liked, so we can give an excuse for that. But
He is an a-hole.
that is true. Um, the big penalty though, which actually just came out today, Hendrick got penalized again. They got penalized after Phoenix, appealed it, got the points revoked. Now they're back in the news. Another penalty. This time only involving Alex Bowman and William Byron's cars. But they were given L1 penalties for modification of the greenhouse. What the fuck does that even mean?
I need to look this up. What the fuck?
Yeah, so they each lost 60 driver points and 60 owner points, lost 5 playoff points. The cars were fined 75 grand apiece, and the crew chiefs were each suspended for 2 races. Starting after Bristol Dirt. Not Bristol Dirt, but after the next 2 races, which would be Martinsville and Talladega.
Bowman. Um, center section of the car. Okay. Okay. So that's what it is. So the modification to the greenhouse is the center of the car, so the bottom of the car, basically.
That is so weird. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a harsh penalty. Especially since the crew chiefs were already suspended for 4 races. Now they're suspended for 2 more.
Right. Just that means I won't.
But yeah, that's Hendrick, what are you doing? Like, why? Also, why only the 48 and the 24? Because they were the 2 lower finishing Hendrick cars out of Richmond.
Yeah.
So how? What was their goal? I know Byron got wrecked, but Bowman didn't. Like, what was the goal? What was the end goal here? Because whatever it was, it didn't work. But that's absolutely crazy. They're probably going to get out of this one too. It's probably going to get appealed. The points will probably be given back. We'll see, because especially for Byron, who's been on a tear so far this season, those points could really come back to bite him in the ass come playoff time in the first couple rounds, even in the third, even in the cutoff for the final 4. So it could be a make or break situation. So I feel like at least they are going to. Probably both of them are going to attempt to appeal this, but only time will tell if that actually happens or not. And then again, one more thing that I just had read when I was, as this podcast was going, the All-Star Race format was revealed, or refined. I think it was either refined or revealed. The All-Star Race is going to be a 200-lap event at North Wilkesboro. Only one break. And then drivers will only be allowed to change to sticker tires once in the final 100 laps of the event. so they can change the scuffs, but not stickers for 100 laps. Or once for 100. Now, North Wilkesboro is only a 0.625 mile track, so it's not like Atlanta type shit here. Well, more Auto Club now. Atlanta got repaved, but that's pretty crazy, to be honest. Winner's purse is still $1 million. There will be a pit stop competition for the heat races. The Open will be 100 laps. Top 2 finishers move on with another fan vote driver moving on. They did not change the eligibility requirements so Jimmy Johnson could race. So he's still, if he wants to race, he will still have to race his way in. Drivers that are in the main event are Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Briscoe, Busher, Kyle Busch, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Cindric, Dillon, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez, Ricky Stenhouse, Martin Truex Jr., and Bubba Wallace, plus any new possible winners between now and the All-Star race, which is on May 21st. So that was pretty cool. That just came out, so should be a really good race too. So I'm pretty excited about that. But other than that, now, unless you got anything else, we got a lot of Bristol dirt stuff to talk about. We got some news about it. So a lot of new paint schemes and stuff announced. Blaster Holdings is debuting Gunk, their sponsor for the Live Fast 78 car. So they're debuting their Gunk product on the 78. It's like a sponsor. So it'll be BJ McLeod's car for the Bristol Dirt Race. Tony Stewart's going to be back in the booth for the Bristol Dirt Race. I know you won't know that because...
I have other news. Real quick. So, people are wondering who's going to drive the 4 car if the 29 is going to be run by Kevin Harvick. Well, just found out. Tony Stewart will be coming out of retirement to drive the 4 at North Wilkesboro.
Seriously? Huh.
So, who knows? Maybe this will be good.
Huh. That's quite crazy, honestly.
I want to look at all the cars for Bristol Dirt. I'm so glad. Josh Berry's driving one of my favorite Chase Elliott cars.
But yeah, anyway, Stewart's not going to be racing at Bristol Dirt, but he'll be back in the booth broadcasting because that, probably a good thing. And then, okay, that was everything. That was all my actual news stuff for Bristol Dirt. But I don't know if I didn't have any other news stuff on here. Have you heard anything about Corrigan Oil Speedway?
So I have not. All I know is that what day their bus figure 8s will be, and that's about it.
What day is it?
It is. I'll have to find it again because Friday, May 12th, Night of Destruction. Tickets are on sale.
That's their first race. And that's in a month, barely over a month. Heavy considerations will be made there. Well, I guess we're going to have to see what goes on with that then. Well, other than that, I don't really have anything else, so I'm trying to look for some other possible news. Looks like
have nothing.
Oh, NASCAR tweaks the rule book for appeals. This was a couple hours ago. Looks like the updated sections 11.10.1 and 11.10.2, which are the finding of fact and the penalty review. Under section 1.20.1, the updated language reads, if a penalty is modified, it may be increased or decreased within the minimum and maximum penalty ranges prescribed for violation level as outlined in section 10.5.2, determination of penalties. And further along in the section, it reads, the final appeals office may not completely remove any element of the originally assessed penalty provided in the penalty notice as outlined in section 10.5.2, determination of penalties. Modifications to a penalty are limited to the minimum and maximum ranges as listed in the rulebook. By way of example, if NASCAR assessed a penalty that consisted of points reductions, monetary fines, and suspensions, all three elements of the originally assessed penalty must remain, but the amount of each element could be adjusted within the minimum and maximum penalty ranges. And then the updated language of 11.10.2 reads, the appeals penalty may not completely remove any element of the originally assessed penalty provided in the penalty notice as defined in section 10.5.2, determination of penalties. Modifications to a penalty are limited to the maximum, blah, 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 blah. Wait, this is the same thing. Why is it the same thing? Never mind. Section 11.29 of the rulebook was also updated. But it does not say what it was.
People already have Kyle Larson betting on winning the dirt race. Well, the odds, at least.
So basically, that means when NASCAR assesses a points penalty, they can't take the appeals group can't just take it away because it's Hendrick drivers that are involved. That's basically what it is. So wonderful. I guess the penalty is going to have to. Well, it may not because they just. Well, probably the penalty was assessed after they tweaked the rules. So yeah, it'll probably have to be still somewhat of a points penalty, but. So, with that in mind, we can just wait and see what happens with this Hendrick penalty and any further penalties going down the line. But be quite interesting. Alrighty, that's all I got for news. Unless you got anything else with non-Bristol dirt related, Hitmaster. Talked about Corrigan Oil already, so let's do this.
Get her done.
I assume you're very excited, as you should be.
Let me tell you something. I know I've said this in a previous video. This is my first time out of state, and this is my first time at a different track. So, and from what I heard from Tyler, is that you'll know when you get in. You'll know what it feels like when you walk up those steps and just see the big screen.
Oh, you'll know what it feels like because you'll be out of breath. That's what I'm saying. No, but as far as like going out of state, I think that's really cool. You're gonna see different signs. You're gonna see, stuff talking
Yeah.
about different things. It's a pretty cool experience to go
And
out
if
of
you're in
state.
the Discord, I'll make sure to like take pictures of where I am, and then I'll take pictures of the actual
Oh,
racetrack.
oh,
Hopefully, it doesn't rain.
we're okay. So we're gonna need a play by play of your entire way there and back. We're gonna okay. You're gonna be showing pictures. You're gonna be talking. Next episode all about you and your experience going there. Okay. So
Then most
you
likely,
better start taking notes as soon as you pull out of the driveway on Saturday. Okay. Um,
just start typing
Cause
on my
I'm
phone.
gonna be on mute, drinking a pop, and you're just gonna be rambling away the whole episode, 2 hours long. I'm calling it right now. No, I'm very excited for it, but I don't even know. So hopefully the weather's good. I don't know exactly what the weather looks like. Let me check real
I
quick.
should look. From when I
Um,
looked last, it was supposed to be cloudy during the 9 o'clock area, but raining.
Sunny and 63. That's not bad at all. For a dirt race. For the dirt race. Dirt race is usually rainy and cloudy and colder, but um
Oh, they changed it.
it's bound to
Sunny,
fluctuate again, but
sunny
as
and
of right.
66.
So you should
Nice.
have a good time. You will be up in the mountains. Take that into consideration when packing. I don't know. You probably have already packed actually. I don't know why I'm telling you what to pack when you're supposed to
I
listen.
have not packed actually.
Um, Probably want to
I'm
bring.
probably gonna do that.
You probably be okay with bringing shorts, but I would also recommend bringing like a sweatshirt of some kind because you are going to be up in the mountains with the sun out and you walking around. You probably will be fine though without a sweatshirt on, but it never hurts to bring one just in case.
I'll
Um,
probably bring my not my heavy jacket, but one of my jackets. Probably my Michigan State one to tell them I'm from Michigan. Um,
Good idea. Good idea.
and then um, I'll probably just wear shorts. Do I
Um,
have shorts around here? I have to look for them through my messy room. Oh well.
but yeah,
I'll
it's
find
nothing. It's nothing like drive. Well, okay, it's something like driving up to MIS, but it's nothing like driving up to MIS. MIS, you're going down the one road. Everybody goes down the one road, and you go past like these small houses in town, little town, just straight for miles and miles and miles, and then boom, the track's like right there, and it's wide open spaces and plains. Um, Bristol, you're going through mountains up and down, and you see ponds, you'll see little country shacks, you'll see stores, and it's all secluded. Lots of greenery. Well, maybe not. Actually, probably in April. Yeah, you'll see some greenery. And then you'll be peeking. I don't know what direction. You'll look out the window, and you'll be seeing. One moment you'll be seeing like green trees and leaves, and you'll be smelling the flowers. Boom! There's a 150,000 seat NASCAR track. You smell the gasoline in the rubber, packing your way
in
out.
the dirt.
Oh, yeah, you'll probably be smelling dirt too. Not concrete, but it's a smaller. It's smaller than on my ass, so parking is a little bit harder to find, but you shouldn't have that much of a problem finding parking. If you
We're gonna
get
be
there,
15. We're gonna be 15 minutes away from actually the track, because we're getting a hotel near there. So we're probably just gonna walk, honestly, just to get over there.
if you
But
can, do it. But it's a very rural area, so like you probably if you're walking, you might be on the side of the road for most of it. You might not find like a sidewalk or a path to walk on. Because like I said, there's a little swampy area outside of Bristol, which I did not know until we got there. I don't know what's in that swamp, but I wouldn't want to check. But I would rather leave it be. But you're gonna want to expect a lot of people. You're gonna want to expect the tents. You're gonna see them. You go. I don't even remember what road it is, but there's only 2 roads from Bristol that go by the track. You're going to see the tents. They're going to be there. They will not be hard to find at all. You're going to just want to scour everyone out. Don't buy anything unless you really want it, like really, really, really want it. You know it's a good price, like a really good price. Otherwise, don't buy anything at the tents until you are done looking at all of them. It won't take you super long to look at all of them. Some of them, like one tent was just dedicated to Donald Trump stuff. You probably don't need to go in that one. Another one was just dedicated to like wood carvings. I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff, but they're not all NASCAR stuff. Some people try and get their nose in there with maybe like some homemade stuff that they make or stuff like that. There's food, but most of it's old NASCAR gear and stuff like that. You definitely want to check those out. Some of them are just clothes. Some of them are more die-cast related. Some of them are other stuff. I just got booted.
I didn't do it.
Anyway, I think we're being sabotaged. But anyway,
Noah, you better not be doing this.
anyway, you're going to, yeah, look through all the tents. I remember seeing a lot of Kevin Harvick ET car. I remember seeing a lot of Dale Jr. stuff. Obviously, you're gonna see a wide variety of drivers, wide variety of diecasts. They're not gonna be in the greatest condition, but they're also not gonna be that pricey. So like I said, I bought 4 last time I was there. Well, only time. Let's say last time I was there. It's the only time I've ever fucking been there. Bought 4. You're gonna see a lot of 124 stuff, not a lot of 164 stuff. A lot of 124 stuff though. But
Oh yeah.
I would recommend. I know you're a big Jeff Gordon fan. You're gonna see a lot of Gordon stuff, so I would definitely recommend picking up some of his diecasts. I remember seeing his.
That's the first one. That's the first one I'm getting.
So, yeah, that's why I say don't buy like anything off your friend till you get home, because you might find it at there's so much stuff. There's a lot of nice people too. One guy I talked to, I told him I was from Michigan. He said, "Yeah, I used to sail at Michigan." Heavy Southern accent, but he's a really nice guy. One that if you're looking for some higher quality stuff, there's a lady that she has a white trailer. It's like a NASCAR hauler style trailer you'd see, like a MIS or whatnot. But it's got a bunch of retro stuff in it. I got a die cast from her. You might end up going to her anyways because she has the electronics credit card reader, and a lot of the others don't. So they usually go to her. It's a tight knit community. But yeah, outside the track, don't expect other than the tents and getting food. Don't expect much outside of the track. There's the "It's Bristol Baby" sign. I would 100% recommend getting a picture there. You might see the shop. You might see the motorized shopping cart. Would definitely recommend checking that out. You're obviously going to see the haulers. They're worth checking out. Maybe get some Bristol gear.
I wonder. So, you know how they did the iRacing stuff at Michigan?
Right.
I wonder if they'll do it for Bristol.
I didn't see it when we were there. I know what you're talking about, but I didn't see it there.
Because if they do, then they're going to have to do Bristol Dirt. And I know the guy that actually runs that, so it's like, you're like, wait, I thought you were in Michigan.
Other than that, I mean, you'll find some like smaller stuff, and of course they'll do like interactive stuff with the crowd, some of the NASCAR like social media teams and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's 2 sections of like places to go outside the track. There's the one by the tents along the main road, and then you got to walk to the other side of the track to get to some of the other stuff that you can see. That's just more like seeing cars and like the Bass Pro Shop stuff, or like some of the older, like some classic cars, or stuff like that. But
What I'm hoping to get is, of course, a Jeff Gordon one, a Dale Earnhardt, which I know they have.
yep, you'll see Dale Earnhardt there. Well, you
Uh,
won't see the Dale Earnhardt, but you'll see his stuff.
yeah, I get that he's dead. Um,
Or is he?
Dale Jr. And then I know this is a long shot, but I want to try to get a Michael Waltrip.
I saw one Michael Waltrip car when we were there. One.
Mikey.
It was the 15 Napa from either '01 or '02. I don't remember. Um, yeah,
But if I can't, then I want to try to get DW.
I didn't see any Darrell Waltrip. I'll be honest.
Rocky.
I'll be honest. I didn't see any Darrell Waltrip. I really didn't see any Rusty Wallace too. If I remember correctly. Two Bristol legends, and I didn't see anything from them combined.
Well, I definitely want to do Terry Labonte too, um, because of course Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte wanted to rattle his cage a bit. You know, good phrase.
I don't remember. There's old stuff, but I don't know how it doesn't go that old for the most part. You'll definitely see some like older classic stuff, but for the most part, I don't know if you're gonna see a lot of Terry. You will see some like later years Terry Labonte stuff. There was definitely some stuff there, but basically it's just you want to get stuff that's good price but also good condition, and you want to get something you really want. So it takes a lot of thinking. I remember there was one tent, like the first tent we went in, it was just, oh, it was in heaven. It was full of throwback cars, and I just scoured it for so long. But they were higher, but they ended up being one of the higher priced tents. I didn't actually buy anything from them. But again, you like some, get it. There was a lot of cool Jeff Gordon cars, a lot of from his later years, some of his earlier years. But
I want to try to also see if they have the MS car that he drove, the orange car, just so I can give it to my mom. Because not only does she like Gordon, but she has MS, so it's like,
be a good gift. But yeah. What other recommendations can I get? Take lots of pictures. And if you're vlogging it, take lots of footage. I can.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna ask Noah tomorrow. I'm gonna bring my camera with me. I have to get a SD card before I go.
If you want help putting footage together and getting a vlog together, I can help you with that. Noah's more of the thumbnail kind of guy, but if you're looking for that kind of stuff. But take lots of pictures, especially once inside the track, like in your seat. It's beautiful. It's nothing like MIS. It's like a massive stadium. It looks absolutely beautiful. You got the Bristol sign, you've got the scoreboard, you've got the stuff in turn 3 with like the history stuff. You've got the legends on the other side. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's nothing like on the concourse that's really like necessary to look at. Okay, big warning. Bring good walking shoes and be prepared to walk uphill. So bring water. You can bring a cooler in. This is not Las Vegas. You can bring your own cooler. So bring water. Bring good walking shoes, because like when you go from the main road section with the haulers and the tents back to where like the Bass Pro Shops guy was and all that stuff by the drag strip. I mean, you're literally going up like this steep of an incline and then back down that same incline. You can take a golf cart shuttle. I would recommend doing that if you get the chance. One, it's quicker. Two, it's a lot easier on your body. But once you're like inside the track, it still goes. Like it's like not even stairs. It's literally just like they paved over like a ramp, like over like a hill, and then just built the track around it. It's so weird once you're actually in there. But you will be prepared for that. And then there is stairs too. It's not very.
I think it's really cool how they put the dirt off to the side because I remember on um, one of the races when they raced at Bristol, regular Bristol, they showed the pile of dirt that's off to the side, and it's like that's how much dirt has to be put in, and it's so weird. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure to bring two shoes actually, the shoes I'm wearing now and other shoes.
Well, you well, you got 2 feet, so you probably want two shoes to walk in.
Yeah, just mismatch them. There we go. English.
I'm dying over here. Hold
So,
on. But no, you're gonna have a great time. Once you're actually in your seat, you'll be fine, walking wise. But yeah, just be prepared for that. So, what are its recommendations for things to see or to look at?
you know what? If you're editing this, make sure you make sure to put my puggers pug pugs.
Um, but yeah, you're gonna have a great time. It's all my
You know,
recommendations.
my
So
friends.
it's all my recommendations. There's nothing really to see in the town of Bristol. Kind of just get there, go to the track, sleep, go home. The track's really what's keeping the town afloat. But it's never really a bad thing. It's also spectacular to look at night from the outside. Make sure to take pictures of it at night. The big Bristol Tower with the sign looks absolutely stunning at night. It really because it's not in a big town where there's like no lights. There's no big skyscrapers drowning it out like you'd maybe find in like Atlanta or Las Vegas. And you don't get this at MIS because they don't run night races there, but you would get it if they did run night races. It just illuminates the area and it's absolutely beautiful to look at. It's also cool to see like the mountains as the backdrop in the daytime. But you're gonna see that a lot, especially since it's gonna be sunny while you're there. So it's pretty breathtaking to look at. I say breathtaking as you're walking up a 45-degree incline. That will also probably be breathtaking, but for the other way.
This is so beautiful. Holy fuck! Have we got all the way to the top yet?
I mean, it really does not. It's gonna be the look. It's gonna be deceiving. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. Let's just go up, and then you're like, take 10 steps, and you're like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into? But yeah, definitely use the shuttle system. It's a lifesaver there. There's a reason why it's there. Use it. But yeah. Anyway, I didn't know if you had anything else you were like really exciting, looking forward to seeing.
Just it's Bristol, Bristol, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, yeah, baby. That's what we're waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
There's gonna be a race going on while you're there, though, and we got to figure out
I mean, even if it was going to rain, I mean, it wouldn't cancel it. It would just, delay it.
But so we got. So anyway, for our race predictions, we got Truck and Cup racing this weekend. Xfinity is off. Who do we think is going to get the W's?
I'll actually be there before the truck race starts, so I'll get to hear the noise, and even hearing the noise is going to be very hectic.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will be very hectic.
You know what? For this week, I'm not going to make my predictions for the Cup race, but I will make my prediction for the truck race. I think that Zane Smith is going to win the dirt race.
Zane Smith, huh?
Because I already know who I'm going to choose for the Cup race, so I'm not even going to ask.
Who do I pick is the question for the truck. I'm going to pick... Who finished last?
Your cat looks like a parrot.
Pretty funny, I'm gonna pick Matt Benedetto, cause why not? I think I picked him I picked like 4 times already.
Matty D.
He wrecked out at Texas, but why not? Why not call him out for the Bristol race?
He does good at Bristol, the regular Bristol, but
I mean, if that's anything, And then Xfinity's off, like we said. So it's the Cup race, the dirt race at Bristol. Our predictions could be very, very similar for this race.
I'm just going to say Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
I got Larson.
There's no question.
If Larson wrecks, then I'm still going to cheer for him, but it's like, don't think it's going to happen.
He's a really good dirt racer. He's overall the number 1 favorite to win the race. No surprise there. I'm going to go for him to win back-to-back races. Continue the Hendrick dominance that we have seen this season. So
I just realized my name's George on the group. My name's George.
But anyway, that is it for this episode. Unless you got anything else to add. Any last remarks?
I'm gonna be tired Saturday.
No, you won't. You'll be tired. You'll be tired Sunday when the race is over. At like 11:30 when you're stuck in traffic trying to get out of the race.
Yeah.
But hey, it's all gonna be worth it.
It's Bristol, baby.
That's right. That's right, baby. It's Bristol. But yeah, that's going to do it then for this episode of Talking NASCAR Podcast. We'll be back next episode. Hitmaster's going to recap his experience at Bristol Dirt. We'll talk about Bristol Dirt and any other fun news that's come out since then. Get ready for some diecasts. Get ready for some pictures. Get ready for some gear. Get ready for some stories. Get ready for some fun stuff. It's going to be great. So that's going to do it for this one. Stay tuned for much more amazing content. And until next time, we will see you guys next week. Goodbye.